you are relying on me to show up as I am, I can't dim myself for you and call it me being kind and me being nice. Kindness and niceness are two different things. I am not nice, I am kind. So let's get into this. The reason why I say I'm not nice, I am kind, is because I respect people, I have compassion for people, I have emotional intelligence. I can be able to read a room and see when something is going to hurt you or when I shouldn't say or do certain things. But I'm not going to babysit you and how you feel over how I show up in a room, right? And I can use an example of this from one time when I went to a modeling event. I am preserved. That's who I am. That's how I am. I'm preserved, but I come in with some very bold energy, right? Very confident, very creative, very colorful, but in my own world. But I have the decency and the emotional intelligence to make sure that I speak to people in a space so that they can feel welcome around me and know that I am not somebody who is mean or mean spirited, right? I come into a room and I say hey to everybody in said room, right? I put my headphones on because that's, if you know me, I am known for always listening to music and doing what I want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do and I'm going to be in the spaces, but I'm going to listen to music and do what I need to do for whatever is going on. So I'm listening to my music after I already came in saying hey to everybody. Even when a new makeup artist came in, I said hey to her. Immediately, she did this look at me and I was like, it's okay. Maybe she looked that way at me because she's late and she's overstimulated. Maybe she thinks that I'm standing right here because I'm waiting on her to do my makeup, right? I end up going and doing my hair. I had this bubble ponytail and it really needs to be freshened up. So I had went ahead and fixed that and made sure my hair was super sleek and everything. And come to find out, where I was positioned and where I was doing my hair, even though it was the only place with an outlet, it was right in front of a makeup artist's camera, which I actually found out weeks later. And I liked the video. I saw this video, it was her video, and she was doing makeup and I just saw my big butt, my 200 plus butt in her shot, messing up the shot. Did she say anything about this? But at one point of it, she stood right in front of where I was standing. And I was just like, maybe she's standing right there because she's looking for something. And you know how you get so overstimulated, you just like, what the heck was I looking for? I can't find what I'm looking for. So you freeze. So I just did this. And I just looked in the mirror. It was right in front of where I was standing. The reason why I stood where I was standing is because it was a plug and a beautiful mirror right in front of me. When I got done doing my hair and done using hot tools, I ended up asking them, can I sit in the chair? Well, before I sat in the chair, I actually sat on the side of this podium thing. But then I sat in this beautiful princess chair with all my makeup. I brought a whole suitcase full of makeup. But before I even got there far, and actually before she came over there and she stood beside me, this photographer came through and she kept coming through taking pictures of us and all this other stuff. Mind you, my big 200 plus self is right in the way. I'm right in the way of the hall. I'm in the way of not only her, I'm in the way of the other girls who need to get by. But it's the only place that the outlet is. And I don't want to get on the podium because I feel like I'm going to be off balance, especially since a cord is only strong long enough. I'm 5'7". A cord is only long enough to get all up here. You get what I'm saying? So when I get done, right before I get my makeup bag, I say, let me get my big ass out the way. I know I said my big butt all in the way. That's what I said. I said my big butt all in the way. And I end up getting my makeup bag and I end up getting up and sitting in a chair doing my makeup. I still have my headphones in. I'm really not listening to anything and what anybody's saying, but I'm seeing the makeup artist in the mirror looking at me. So I lower my volume and they like, I'm putting oil on my face before I put my makeup on because I use a primer that's so good. I can put oil and not have to worry about it because my skin is actually, even though I have, of course, imperfections on my face, my skin is dry a lot of times. And it gets very weird in spring. So In the midst of us getting off of winter, my skin be messed up in winter, really dry. So I still put oil on. We getting a little, I'm taking too long with the story. Let me get back to what I'm saying. I'm putting my oil on and I'm rubbing it in my face and I'm going ahead and doing my stuff. And I hear one of the makeup artists talking about something. Oh, I don't put oil on. She said something about oil on with makeup. Basically, I'm seeing you watching me. Now I'm seeing you talking about me. And I'm just confused. And then they said something else. And I don't even know. But I was just like, let me turn my music back up. Maybe they thought I was talking about other people when I said I need to get my big butt out the way. Y'all, I am 200 something pounds, 5'7", standing in the middle of a walkway. And this is the thing. This is the reason why I say hey when I walk into places and I come with this big old smile, because when you are somebody who got big energy and you show up and you're quiet and you're beautiful, people immediately think you're an asshole. I can be, but that's not who I show up in. Ass is my everyday. I could be if I wanted to, but that's not who I show up as my everyday. And I wouldn't show up like that in the midst of me having a beautiful first experience. You get what I'm saying? But it was just me basically seeing, or basically for me, I study everybody. It's just like the situation where I'm actually seeing that y'all are intimidated by somebody being quiet, and because I'm quiet, you're able to project whatever you want onto me because I am not outwardly proving myself by speaking a lot. I'm not actually proving myself by doing too much. But because of you all doing that, that made me be an asshole. That made me be mean. I wasn't mean, but I sure wasn't nice. That made me not be very actively kind to people. And I didn't do anything bad, but the thing about it is people don't realize how they attack other people. They're showing me what would be a prominent attack for them. So you have a problem with getting somebody paying attention to you. You have a problem. You want people to pay. You value validation from others. So I'm not going to validate you, but I'm going to ignore you. And the thing about it is, a lot of people are not going to get this reality, but I'm not allowed to be as nice as... The reason why I was and am preserved the way I am is because I'm not able to process a lot of people's energy at the same time as me trying to prepare myself for something that's going to use a lot of energy. For example, me walking was going to require a lot of energy. I don't want to just be in everybody's business and talking to everybody, even though I politely took off my headphones or engaged in conversation with multiple people during this occasion. These people who were talking about me while my headphones were on, they did not say anything to me till after they was already talking about me. And by the time you do that, I don't want to talk. And that's not me being mean. I'm kind enough to try not to be a butt to you. So I'm sitting here and other people are coming up to me talking about me. And the thing about it is, I had went viral just a month before that. So these folks done seen my face. And that makes it weird to me too, because a girl came up to me and she was like, do you do makeup? She knew I did hair. So I was doing my hair. She asked me, did I do makeup? And she looked at me. And I said no. But she looked at me like I was supposed to correct her. But I didn't. And it's okay. I understand the neurotypical conversation we supposed to. I don't like when people they don't want to say what they really want to say. They don't say something else. But they want to say this because they don't want to look like they know too much. So they say something else. But what it looked like to me is you trying to play games in conversation, which I don't think that she intentionally meant to do. She probably was just trying to protect herself from looking like she just been, I don't know, it just feeling like it's weird. I understand. She probably didn't want to feel like she was being weird. But my thing about it is, when people don't say anything, I'm not going to infer for you. I'm not going to babysit you. And that's what I mean when I say I'm not nice. I'm kind. I'm not finna babysit you and your feelings. And not saying that's what happened in that situation. I'm saying you could have told me to move. If the girl who was talking about me with her friend and watching me do my makeup, if y'all had a problem or y'all had a problem with me being in the background of the camera, y'all could have said something instead of being weird. And also, y'all could have talked to me instead of thinking that I'm mean off rip just because of how preserved I am. Preserved, beautiful people are not just preserved because they stuck up. They're preserved because they are preserved. I have not always looked the way that I look. That's what I'm saying. And that's what people don't understand. The personality does not change just because the physical does. My vessel can form, but my soul is the same. So y'all can't treat people based off of what society has told y'all. Society has told y'all mean girls are beautiful women. Creative women are mean, or people who are standoffish are mean. No, they're standoffish because they have their own personality and this is the way that they are. And I'm not finna try to appease you and be nice so that you can feel like you are validated and included and approved. You should feel improved or validated by your damn self. I don't have to literally do anything for you. I don't even have to acknowledge you. And that's what make me look mean to people who want to play nice. The thing about it is, the same folks who play nice will try to play dirty and then cover it up acting like they nice. And the same people that were there that day and I'm talking about are the same people who checked my page not only last year after that show, but I have seen them check my page this year as well. Somebody can't be that bad if you're checking for them. If I don't like you, I'm not checking for you ever. You can't get on none of my stuff. I'm not finna add you. I'm not finna check for you. I'm not finna try to be cool with you. None of that. There's no point of that. And the people who play nice, that's what they do. When you kind, you don't play them games. And then that's what would be the case. So this message goes with this as well. I cannot punish myself for being great just because you cannot see who you are. Literally. Once you stop people pleasing, the people who still do, they're going to be mad at you for not wanting to people please. They're going to think that you ain't kind because you ain't nice. You only nice because you do not see yourself enough to know that your energy is more valuable than what you are being presented. My energy is more valuable than the chump change that y'all was giving me, and y'all couldn't even be a listening ear to me when I really needed people. But y'all want me to overextend myself and sacrifice myself for y'all, and y'all bare minimum efforts to be around or keep me in a place where I am satiated with my needs when I'm satiating and overly saturating other people's. Even with me being standoffish, being considerate, and y'all not even considerate of me. And then a lot of times the reason is because y'all be raised in a hater environment and y'all project how they have made you feel onto other people. So you sit there and you allow other people to control how you feel about yourself. So now you feel that you are entitled to controlling other people and how they should feel about themselves too. You're not going to punish me for knowing that I am great. You're not going to punish me for having strong energy. You're not going to punish me for being beautiful. You're not going to punish me at all. You're not going to punish me for being talented. I won't let you, and that's why I don't want to be nice. I want to be kind. I have to have boundaries with who I am, because if I don't, y'all will tell me who I am, and y'all will just waver me all around. And a lot of these people who are sitting here trying to control other people are afraid. They're not only afraid of you being better, they're afraid of themselves evolving. They don't want to evolve, and they're afraid of you evolving, because if you evolve, you might leave them in the dust. I actually had a friend like that. I'm be afraid of you evolving, and so they end up projecting how they feel about your stuff and putting fear on your stuff too. That's the thing, and that's what y'all don't see. Sometimes y'all don't see that as punishment. Sometimes people punish you by projecting their fears onto you. They punish you for being great by constantly bringing fear into your plans, telling you won't be able to do something, and you know you are capable. And that's because if they were in your shoes, they would not be able to do half of the stuff that you're trying to do or have done. And a lot of times, when people are in this situation, in the most desperate of situations, they will make it and put you in situations where they feel like you are needing them, or you need to need them so that they can feel desire. And also, basically, what is the word? The word is to basically be docile. They want you to be docile in your growth and who you're trying to become, and put a ceiling on you so that you won't evolve past what they need you to be, because they want to be able to control where you are going, because if they can control where you're going, they can't lose the benefits that they have. And that is actually rooted in the fear of you evolving and the fear of evolving themselves. They know that they won't be able to, at the level that they are, they're not going to be able to reach the ceiling that you are aiming to hit, so they create a ceiling for you. And those are people who will create scarcity in your life so that you will need them and need their resources, so that you will not be able to achieve different things. They will make you tired. They will drain you. They will use you up so that you do not have the energy to be able to be all that you can be. And you have to be strong enough to push through and stop being nice so that you can kindly show boundaries so that you can be able to have the energy that you need to be able to do what you need to do. Because there is also a group of individuals that will control you by making you complacent and comfortable. And if you are complacent and comfortable in where you are, you're not going to change. We have created a ceiling around you. Imagine there's a little bitty rat. Here we go. Eating this little food. I have made him so comfortable. He doesn't even know I just put a cage over him. People will do that to you. And a lot of people, it could be their parents and it could be relationships. Make you so comfortable you don't even want to grow. And you end up actually dimming yourself. And that's why some people they end up losing themselves in situations. People have built you a cage. And because it's pleasure in that cage, you have stayed. And I have been a victim of that myself. That's why I can say it. I know what it feels like to snap out of it too. And then also there's another part of you trying to be great where people will feel intimidated by you trying to be who you need to be. And it's very painful when you think about it because some people will try to punish you for trying to be better, punish you for not having enough time for them. And sometimes it creates a hole in their heart. And they end up literally sitting around talking about you and different things and feeling justified because they feel entitled to you. They feel entitled to you. And because you are changing and you are basically breaking through the ceiling that they have created for you or going off the script that they have created for you, now you are in a place where you need to be punished for trying to be different and trying to be great. And you have to understand that a lot of times these people are feeling this way because they are scared. They're scared of who you can become and they're scared of who you are. And that's why they treat you the way they do. People did not punish Jesus just because Jesus was Jesus. They punished Jesus because he was great and they were scared of him. They punished Jesus because he was something that they couldn't understand also. They punished Jesus because he was different. They punished Jesus because he was gifted. They will punish you for being chosen. They will punish you for not being like them. They will punish you for being great, even if it could set them up. Even if you being great could help them to be even greater. Even if your great is still their bare minimum. In the most scariest of cases, people will take your growth as spite, personal, and an attack on who they are and who they are trying to be because they're competing with you. They will get mad at you for trying to lose weight. They'll get mad at you for trying to be better. They'll get mad at you for changing your eating habits because it's a reflection of who and what they are not doing and changing. And also, some cases, they're competing with you, like I just said. The thing that you have to rest into when we get into these situations and have these problems is that you are great because somebody needs you to be great. And you can and will not be able to sacrifice yourself to the point where you are not allowing yourself to live up to the fullest potential, where there are people who are waiting on you to be who you are because they need you to be who you are for them to become who they need to become. They need you to show up so that they can show up. So we must sacrifice the feeling and punishment that the current circumstances will try to put on us because where we are going, they won't go. And they won't be able to affect you once you are able to break that ceiling. They won't be able to affect you once you break that ceiling because they will still be in that energy. And I'll give you an example of this. So last year, this girl was calling herself had problems with me. And to be honest, I really don't know why she thought she had problems with me because she was just like a couple months ago. Before that, she was trying to be my friend. But she called herself having problems with me. So she was sneak dissing. I never said anything about her, but she wanted to make an imaginary beef. And I noticed this, so I ended up just muting her and just being like, whatever. And, excuse me. It was really weird because it was really fanned out. She was making slick comments about me or things that I was doing during the time that she was trying to actively be my friend, constantly in my comments. I was in her comments also because she was in my comments. So I'm thinking we're cool. Next thing you know, because I'm not trying to be her friend or meet up with her and all this other stuff, she started sneak dissing me. But then the crazy thing about God is God works so efficiently that sometimes when people are trying to play with you in the midst of that, God will level you up to the point where what they're talking about and what they're doing is irrelevant to where God is taking you. So she started to copy me and things that I do, and I feel as though I became one of her special interests. So of course you study your special interests or whatnot. So started to copy little things that I did, and I was just thinking like, I am here to inspire, so of course she's going to be inspired. And this is right after I had to resolve some issues with people copying me. By the time this happened, I was like, I understand what's going on. And God had set up my events to where I was moving on to bigger things at the same point that somebody was trying to attack me. And that's how God will work for you. Literally, in the midst of somebody trying to come to you, God will literally level you up and they will miss you. That's how good God is. And the thing about it is, even if we feel as though God isn't doing it for us to be up for this to happen, we can do it ourselves. In the midst of the conflict of somebody trying to play with you, somebody trying to punish you for being great, rise above where they're trying to take you. They don't even understand that not only are they an advocate for darkness, but they are also pushing you into alignment and they don't even know. You push me into alignment every single time you play with me because now I have another reason to focus on how great I need to be. I have another reason to move the way I need to move to be able to level up. So remember that when they try to punish you for being great, become greater. There will come a time where you are so great that you will not even fit in the environment that does not appreciate you being great. You will be elevated and graduated to a level where your great is the normal. And that is where I'm trying to be. That is where I'm trying to be. So I can't worry about y'all. I can't worry about y'all trying to punish me for this. I can't worry about y'all telling me that I'm too much. I can't worry about y'all saying this and saying that. I can't worry about y'all getting intimidated by what I'm trying to do and making what I'm doing personal and making the topics that I'm talking about personal for you. Or sitting around saying, oh, why she do this? She trying to do this. She didn't include me in this. Obviously, you don't need to be included because why do you feel like everything that I do is a part of your life? Why do you feel like my life is your life? That was a personal comment. And I might have to cut that out. But literally, people will literally sit over there and think that you leveling up is about them. It's not about you. I have to make a way for myself because I am not just me. I am a person who is, I am an embodiment of millions of human beings, and they are encrypted into my DNA and living through me. And I am an embodiment of Christ consciousness as well. I have my purpose and I need my purpose. This looks like an infinity sign. You can't see it, but in my head, I see two circles. I am an embodiment of not only Christ consciousness, but of millions and millions of people who share my blood and my ancestry and are living through my DNA. I cannot sit up here and worry about any of you all because you are not as important as the purpose that is on my life. And I'll say it again, you are not as important as the purpose that is on my life. And that's why y'all have not seen me in a fight. Nobody has ever been able to be my real enemy. Nobody has ever been able to be my adversary because it is not important. It is not worth it. You are not worth it to me. Simple. I won't even get on here. My thumbs won't even do it. You are not important for me to do that. And so when that situation, when she got ignored, I was literally leveling up at the same time that she got ignored because that is what you do when somebody try to play with you. And I hope that somebody take notes and be like, oh, I need to level above. And the thing about it is, once you just handle your self-control and your emotions on situations where people try to play with you, it will be easier for you. All it is your emotions. You feel the need to react because your emotions are stronger than your logic and where you are going. You don't see and have faith in your purpose enough to know that this is not important enough. I have faith in where I am going to the point where I know that these situations that are trying to bring me down are not as important as where God is taking me. My purpose is greater than any attack that could try to happen to me. So some days I will be down, but the thing about it is I'm going to get back up because I know that my purpose is bigger. Speaking of being down, the crazy thing about it is when you down, people are still trying to punish you knowing that you're down. Dang, do you want me to be in the ground? What are we doing? But literally, I cannot afford to give a damn. I cannot afford to entertain people trying to play with me. I can't afford the people to entertain people trying to punish me. Because if I did, I wouldn't be able to be who God is calling me to be. It's bigger than me. And any day, something could happen. And it could make everything in front of me not promise just because I entertain something that is definitely insignificant. And I can't afford that. Because nowadays, when you great and they know you great, people will try to you. They will put black magic on you. They will try to bind you and bond you to things that are lowly so that you can stay low. And I don't play them type of games. So I don't entertain people because you are not going to be able to bond my energy because of a reaction I give you. Basically me agreeing to something that I shouldn't have. You're going to have that contract ready and it's still going to be empty. I'm not signing. Do you get what I'm saying? Your energy is that valuable. Before there was money, there was energy. You are a currency. You should treat your greatness as a currency. Who you are becoming is a currency. Stop letting these people play with you and be able to make you get down so low that you forget that what you are going to and what is coming is better than what you have been through and what is happening now. You can't afford it. And that's how I think. I can't afford it. Somebody who is fighting themselves could never make me forfeit all that I have been working on since the day that I came out the womb. Excuse me? You're not important. Seriously. Sincerely. And that's how you gotta see it. That's why y'all ain't never seen me in no beef. I ain't never had no enemy, literally. And I had a cousin the other week tell my son, you think that you're my enemy? Actually, I never said that. My dad or my cousin probably put that in your ear, but I never said you were my enemy. I said I cannot afford to lose myself in situations where I am in a place where somebody is threatened by me, or in situations where someone cannot see their light enough to know that they shine bright just as much as I do, and they're not gonna punish me for shining bright, and they're not gonna punish me for not dimming myself no more. They're not gonna punish me for trying to show up how I need to show up. You're not gonna punish me for not being able to show up for you overly when I wasn't showing up for myself at all. Just so that you can feel satisfied within yourself and validated when you don't even validate yourself enough. And that goes for anybody. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not gonna give nobody more of me than me. And these heavy-hitter topics, and it might not seem like it fully, but these are heavy-hitter topics. Especially as a black woman, I gotta protect myself. And I gotta protect who I am becoming more than I am trying to protect how you feel in the moment when I have a legacy that needs me. I have family that is not even here yet and is here that needs me to become who I need to become. So I can't sacrifice myself so that you can feel good about yourself. I can't sacrifice myself so that you can feel in control of another human being when you're not even in control of your own fucking life. Come on. I've been in the stew, right? This stew for 3 hours worth of content. And I've been hearing bangers, and I swear, this is the most profound thing I done said. And it ain't even profound for real, it's just powerful. I'm not finna be more for you than I am for myself. You need to realize that you are codependent. You need to realize that you are afraid of somebody else being great. You need to realize that other people can be good and it has nothing to do with you. And like I said at the beginning, you cannot punish me for being great just because you cannot see how amazing you are. You are amazing. And you are mad at me because you have pedestalized me above yourself. And I am sitting at the table with you, working on myself. And you understand that I'm working on myself more than you may be. But that doesn't mean I'm not sitting at the table with you. And you will not punish me for trying to be great when people are relying and need me to be who I need to be. You will not.